Hello.
Hi.
This is Anxious Baddies Book Club
Whoop, whoop.
with your host, Amber.
Emily.
Yay! As you can tell, we are very festive right now. And we have 2 books to bring for you guys. Yay!
My book's away already.
Oh, you already lent it out? Well, look at you. See, we're being helpful. We haven't even
We
reviewed it yet,
are.
and someone else is already reading it.
Yes.
Look
All
at
my work
us.
peeps.
Whoop whoop. Before we get into our reviews, gotta do a little spiel here. Here is your warning. This episode will contain spoilers because this is a book club. We've read the book and we're ready to talk about it. And also cussing because that's just what we do. And anything that may sound sponsored or like paid advertising is not. We are not paid or given anything for free unless stated otherwise.
Yep.
Ta-da. So, one of these books has some spice in it. And if you cannot handle us talking about said spice, this is not the episode for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna dig into the Christmas Tree Farm. Got lots of
Christmas
confetti.
tree. Christmas tree.
I suppose.
I don't know. It's funny because I don't know, like, you are over here for me.
Oh, I'm in the opposite direction.
But you might, yeah, I should just go like this.
Yeah. Because that's where
To the left.
Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. I don't remember how we normally start these things.
Neither do I.
I mean, I don't think we really have like a set way of going into these things, but
we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, later. I mean, this is part of our New Year's resolution thing.
I seriously don't know how we like. I don't know.
I mean,
All my energy went into the butter that I made earlier, guys.
All my energy went into this nap I took earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so for the Christmas Tree Farm, I rated this book a 5. What did you rate it?
I rated it a 4.
Okay. Was there anything that made you rate it a 4?
I just, there were some things that were kind of, but I mean, it is the kind of book it is, kind of predictable.
Yeah.
And I liked Kira and Bennett, but I was really frustrated that how they like broke apart.
Yes.
And then got back together again.
Yes. That's what frustrated me too about that is I hated Kira at first.
Yeah.
She was a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I were to have rated it lower, I think it would have been just because of her attitude at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overall spice rating, again, I'm giving this 2 ratings, one for like the amount of spice and then how spicy the spices are. So I gave the overall rating for how much spice in the entire book a 2 because I didn't think that there was a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But the spice level of the spicy parts was definitely a 5.
Yes.
So much spicier than the other 3 books.
I agree. Like, I was pleasantly surprised.
It went into detail, like
Uh-huh.
more detail.
And I think the thing that I appreciate about the spice level is that it was realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, not like, oh my god, you could just word for word, I could see everything in my brain. I think realistic as in like a, your day-to-day life. Realistic.
Yeah.
Like you can like read stuff and be like, how are they like in this perfect like bed hotel in like France and doing all these things.
Right.
Like that's cool, but I think when you put it more in like realistic like day-to-day life,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it adds more,
Yeah.
you know?
For sure.
It feels more realistic.
Yes.
I don't
And
know. I
as
appreciate that.
right, for sure. And as someone who has grown up in an area where the snow can literally get that bad, it definitely feels realistic. Whether or not we're going to let someone that we think we don't actually like into our homes, that may be a little bit less realistic, but
Yeah.
we knew she liked him the entire
Uh-huh.
time.
And we knew that Bennett liked Kira.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's too why that I'm gonna steal your rating because I appreciate how you rate things, and I might just steal your rating
You know, it's a team
going
effort.
forward for Spice. Um, maybe not for overall, but the Spice one, you always have a good like I don't know, good layout of it. So and you know, I have this. I don't even think you should call it. It's not a kink, but I love the idea of like being home when it's snowing outside,
Mm-hmm.
and like I think that's one thing that I've always kind of wanted is to be able to be snowed in with like somebody I love, like I'm in a relationship with, because then you're gonna be like cozy and warm, and like you know you don't have to mess with the outside world, and I don't know.
Right.
It's just romantic.
It gives you the warm, cozy feelings.
Yeah, I agree.
And then favorite character and why? I put Kyra. And Bennett. I'm pretty sure I put Bennett in there too. Yes, Kyra and
Mm.
Bennett. I put them both because they showed great improvement as far as their character building goes.
Mm.
Um, and I appreciate character building, and it's obvious
Mm.
character building too. It's not
Oh yeah.
subtle. It's like, bam, this character is changed.
Well, and they were like a package deal almost.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, from the beginning they were a package deal. Whether or not they
Mm.
wanted to admit it in the book, we knew.
Mm. I would say my favorite character is Bennett. Um, I connect greatly to Bennett because of he's got the tree doggies, and he traveled from California to New England with 3 dogs. Okay. And I love that they're like 3 like different dogs. I think one of them was the pug.
Yep,
Oh, what
Pugsley.
was their Pugsley? Yeah. Then there was Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And what was the third one?
Oh boy.
Oh, crap.
I feel like he mentioned Elizabeth the most
Yeah.
out of all three of them. Odie.
Bodie?
Odie.
Odie. Oh, that's right. Sorry, Bodie. I said your name.
He's like, what, Mom? I'm just existing.
Sorry, go back to sleep.
He's
I love you.
like, whatever, Mom. I saw him roll his eyes.
But I love the fact that Kira loves the dogs too, and that's like how I would hope, like, I don't know, a significant other would be, like, utterly obsessed with my dog.
They fucking better be. They're a deal. They're a
Yeah.
package deal.
Right. But yeah, that's my favorite character.
All right. Least favorite character and why? I didn't really have any particularly unfavorable characters, but if I had to choose, it would have been Nicole, his ex. Granted,
Mhm.
she wasn't aware of the situation between Bennett and Kyra, but I felt like
Mhm.
she was being a little bit too pushy, and their whole like
Yeah.
relationship dynamic was a big turnoff for me because it's like she only comes around when she needs him, which happens to be the holidays, and it's just like
Mhm.
no. If
Yeah.
if you don't work out once, drop it and go find someone else that you have a connection with instead of
For
wasting your
sure.
time. I mean, if that's what you want, anyways. If you want to go back to someone that you know it's not going to work out with,
Mhm.
then by all means.
Mhm.
But yeah, if I had a least favorite character, it would have been Nicole.
This might be a hot take. But her sister, Kira's sister,
Oh,
what was her name again? Shit.
I
Next
know
time
Chloe.
we're gonna do this review, and I'm gonna keep my books.
Chloe.
I actually kind of upset with Chloe.
I was too.
Or she's my least favorite character. Um, I mean, I get why she was like, I'm going to Denmark, you know?
Right?
But I don't know. I just feel like she kind of just abandoned Kira.
That, but also, um, I did not like their dynamic as siblings. Like, they
Me
relied
either.
too much on each other, and it prohibited them from being their own individual person, which is why Kyra ended up being so, like, judgmental of Chloe's husband and
Mhm.
all this other stuff. Like, basically, she felt like she's been abandoned and developed abandonment issues from her, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not that I didn't like Chloe because at the end of the day, yes, you have a sister that you may be joined at the hip with, but you gotta do what you
Yeah.
do in life. And
Yeah.
if that takes you to Denmark, then that takes you to Denmark.
Mhm. Yeah.
I also didn't like their mom.
Oh yeah, the mom's a bitch.
Such a bitch. Like,
God.
uh, I remember in the book where it said that Kyra had donated money to I think like the women's shelter and a couple of other like um,
Mhm.
helpful organizations, and her mom is just like, "What are our friends gonna think?" And it's like, I don't get if your friends think that you're scum or whatever for donating money to get
Yeah.
organizations that help people, especially people in need. You're kind
Mhm.
of the shitty person, and you have shitty ass friends. I
Yeah,
don't
for
want to be friends
real.
with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess this book is filled with kind of a bunch of shitty characters, but
Yeah.
yeah. Next question. Is this book movie worthy? I put yes and no. I think we have talked about it before on the other
Mhm.
Dream Harbor books. I think if maybe they were to combine the love stories into maybe like an elongated movie or maybe break
Or a
it into series.
series.
Yeah, make it into a series.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like on the fence of make it into a movie, but also I do like to read my romances instead of watching it on TV because TV, you watch it and it's just like over in like a matter of an hour or two. Whereas
Yeah.
books, I don't know, the books are just
Mhm.
live longer in my head, I guess.
Yeah. Uh, I would say that this would be a really good Christmas movie. But I like your idea of making it into like a longer movie. Because if they made it into a series, because, I mean, it makes sense to do that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, these books are rather thick, considering other romances are shorter and not as exciting. So I suppose there's enough in there to make a good movie.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So are we going to do our favorite part of...
Yeah.
Yep. My favorite part, is the snowstorm.
It's a snowstorm. My favorite part was, I don't know why it happens to be at the end of the book, but when Bennett shows his love through the letters on the trees.
Yes. I love that too. The ending where she gets a puppy and names it, or a dog and names it Ben.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute too.
It was cute.
It's a little. I almost wonder how that works out after when they're together.
Right?
Like, did she end up renaming the dog, or does Bennett go by
Right?
Bennett, or how?
Who
How
knows?
does that work? That's something I want to know. Hopefully,
Maybe we'll find out in the next books.
I was gonna say, hopefully
Yeah.
Laura includes it in the next book because I need answers.
Yeah, for real.
And so some of the notes that I had written down, again, not much of a fan of Kyra. Understand her need to be independent, but she didn't have to be a bitch about it. Chapter 18 was like schmexy stuff. Hot.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm. And then
Chapter 18, not chapter 20.
right? Yeah. I don't know why I said 20. I was really adamant that day, apparently.
It's
But
funny.
nope. And okay, so one thing that I kind of struggled with a little bit. I thought about it for a second and then moved on. I think it was at the Christmas party, and they were having like a friend's Christmas, or however you say it. And then there was the guy, Annie's nemesis, Mac.
Yeah.
He walked in with a blonde girl, and that upset Annie. Like, I kind of wish that they went into that a little bit more. I'm not sure if. I don't think that's the next book, though.
I think it is. I think it's like the gingerbread something.
Yeah, let me see. I have. Okay, pumpkin spice. Isn't it the strawberry? Strawberry Patch Pancake House is the third one. It looks like it's about Archer and Iris.
But there is going to be another one.
Yes. Maybe.
Gingerbread something, maybe? Or something. It's on, if you look on Amazon, they have it.
Is it? I thought it was coming out. Wasn't sure if it was available.
I don't know, but I know that Mac and Ann are coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been next, just because.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, but no, she's keeping us on our toes apparently. Alright, so that's all I had for that book, unless you had anything else.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so then the second book that we read in December.
One day in December, and this was our blind date with a book that we both got.
Here it is, I found it. I was looking for it. I know it's backwards, you won't be able to see it, but it says one day in December. by Josie Silver.
Woo.
Yay! Alright.
Very emotional.
Very emotional. Like,
Yes.
I was throwing.
What did you rate this one, Emily? For overall rating?
I rated it a 5.
Me too.
Okay. And I wanted to kind of get into this too because it's not like the style that this was written is not the same as this one is written. It's got a lot of narration.
Yeah.
And so it's
multiple POVs.
Yes, multiple POVs, because as you go through, it does say Lori, it bounces back from Lori to Jack and Lori to Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, but it's also set up kind of like as a diary because it does say the
Mm-hmm.
year and then the months during the year and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So it's set up like a diary. It has more narration than dialogue. In case no one is into that, because I get kind of turned off when it comes to layouts like this, but I did enjoy this a lot.
I agree.
So I did rate it a 5, and so did Amber.
And Spice?
So spice level, I put 5 for the amount of spice and 2 for like the level. I don't know.
You actually rated it with Spice?
I don't know why I did that because there wasn't a lot of spice.
There was no spice.
There wasn't there wasn't spice. It was talk of spice.
Yeah, I rated it 1.
Yeah. I think that's what I don't know what I.
Because I think it was more emotional than it was spicy.
Yes, it was definitely a lot more emotional than it was spicy, but there are
There are some spots.
yeah, there are some spots in the book where it does talk about like them being naked and it talks about sex but not getting into
Detail.
details. If you are looking for a book that's going to turn you on and make you jump your man, no, this isn't it. This is not the book for you. This is the book for you. Specifically for
Yes.
13.
You're looking for, because the Lori Gilmore, it's funny, Lori Gilmore, Lori in One Day in December.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So we did Spice, and favorite character and why. I put Sarah, because she was a good friend of Lori. I mean, granted, Lori kind of, like, did some shitty things, and it wasn't very many shitty things, it was like a couple shitty things, caught up in the heat of the moment. She did react appropriately, I think, when Lori told her what she did.
So you said your favorite character was Sarah, and I would agree. I think that the most stable character for sure was Sarah.
Yes.
Because Lori and Jack were just a mess.
Okay, so Sarah was stable. She knew what she wanted. I don't think it was necessarily fair for Sarah the way that it turned out. And granted, that is both Jack and Lori's fault. Because, and it says in the synopsis that, there's heartbreak and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you felt so strongly towards somebody, especially if she knew that Jack was the guy from the bus, she should have told Sarah. And granted, if that was the case, then there would be no book, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's just a shitty situation that they both clearly had feelings for each other. Sarah couldn't see that.
Mhm.
And in the end, Sarah was the one that was heartbroken, and Oscar was heartbroken too, because their partners genuinely loved them. And I think that Jack did love Sarah, just not in the way that he could have, not in the same way that he loved
Lori.
Lori. Hmm.
Yeah.
And same with Sarah and or not Sarah, Lori and Oscar. Oscar loved Lori. Lori
Mhm.
loved Oscar, but not in the same way that she loved Jack.
Well, and um, the thing about Oscar is that yeah, he did love Lori, but I think that he wanted her to be the Lori he met on the beach in Thailand,
Yeah.
and that wasn't Lori.
Mm. That wasn't Lori. And I think
Like who she was.
yeah. I also think that Oscar was rushing things a bit too much. He
I
wanted
agree.
to. He asked her plenty of times before he actually asked her to marry him.
Hmm.
And then after their marriage, well, first of all, his mom is a bitch.
Yeah, she's my least favorite character.
Yup.
Lucille's my least favorite character.
Yep, I did put that on there too. I was like, who did I put on here? But yeah, I put Oscar's mom, and then also Oscar's ex too. Like, she was
Dude, for
conniving.
real.
What is up with these exes in these two books that are just
Dude,
conniving?
I don't know, but it sucks.
Yeah, they're conniving and they're just overall
Dude.
shitty human. And it also has to do with money and stature.
Stature, yeah.
Because in both of these books, like the people who were the shitty people in the books
Mm-hmm.
had money.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a pattern when it comes to
Yep.
that.
Um, and like, I genuinely think like Oscar um, loved Lori, but I think it kind of was doomed from the start because of how Lucille treated her, anyways.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that Lori had enough foresight to not drag things on with Oscar and was just like, I'm done. Because he was like less and less a part of her life
Yep.
after they got married, and Lucille wasn't helping at all.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah.
Nope. And I mean, even after I think it was their wedding night in the book, he says to her that he has taken a job offer that would have him basically gone from home 3 days
Hmm.
out of the week. And he said, let's not make this a working marriage. Or whatever, I can't remember the exact
Yeah.
language. But basically, he was saying, I may be taking this job over there, it's for the greater good of our marriage, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to put a strain on our relationship, which it did. It put
Yeah.
a strain on the relationship, and the ex also kind of insinuating that maybe there was something happening behind the scenes with them, and he was denying it in a way.
Yep.
So that rose some more insecurity in Lori and their marriage.
Yep.
Yeah, so screw Oscar's mom and screw the ex.
Hmm.
Next question is this book movie worthy? And I put yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The way that
It's
things
our,
are.
yeah. It's honestly written in a way that it's really would be really good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
Mm.
And it would be very interesting to see how that would turn out as movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the tension between Lori and Jack as they go the through the years, it's emotional.
Yeah.
Because you, like, right from the beginning, like, they say, like, how they met, like, how they both had, like, this chemistry, like, instantly.
Yeah.
And then, like, but then all, like, feeling that through their relationship, like, over the years, like, they become friends, but they still like really love each other, like through, like, don't mind me, I'm just stretching, but I'm like talking and stretching at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing.
Stretching is important for your skeletal system. Do it.
Yes. um and I mean, but I would argue that the most heartbreaking part is when they're like they catch each other like Christmas shopping, and
Yeah.
then they share that kiss. There was a lot of almost kissing.
For sure. Yeah. There was.
Um, but I would say that the one where they're in the after Christmas shopping and they go drinking, kinda, and that one was heartbreaking.
Yeah. It's like you're watching the downfall
Yeah.
of
Well,
things, and this entire time, Sarah's thinking nothing of it. And
yeah.
when the truth is revealed on
Mhm.
Lori's wedding day, and then Sarah can't stand up for Lori at her wedding, she ends up leaving, citing a family emergency.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I found that really heartbreaking, and understandably so for Sarah. You don't.
Oh yeah.
She felt betrayed
Mhm.
and so much other things. But
Yeah.
as time goes on, though, they do rekindle their friendship, and I think it becomes stronger than when.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And Sarah recognizes just, that they love each other still.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, then
and I mean,
oh, go ahead.
what, I think that's the hardest part is because Jack loved Sarah, like, loved her, but also as a friend.
Hmm.
But they kind of like grew up together
Yeah.
a little bit. And I think Jack didn't want to hurt Sarah, and Jack didn't want to hurt Lori.
Right.
And
There was a
yeah.
whole lot of not wanting to hurt each other, but then hurting each other in the process
Yeah.
of not trying to hurt each
Yeah.
other.
Well, and I think really the relationship between Sarah and Jack went sour more so when Lori got in a relationship with Austin.
Yeah.
Because I think that Jack recognized that someone he loved was in a relationship with somebody else, but he was also in a relationship with someone that he wasn't putting his energy towards.
Right.
He wasn't putting his energy towards Sarah.
No, and that he makes it very obvious in the way
Yeah.
that he treats her, and when Sarah confides in Lori, saying that he's not as present in the relationship as
Mm-hmm.
she thinks he should be.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Well,
that happens in the book.
yeah, so I think like we had other questions that we've asked before. And because the ending kind of we get Lori and Jack together at the end, which in a very, very sweet way. But it also ended too quickly.
Right. Yeah. There wasn't a lot. Well, there wasn't anything on their relationship
after.
It's just
Yeah.
they come together, and then the end.
Mm-hmm. And one of the questions we have is, can you imagine their lives after the book ending? And absolutely. I think after reading it and it ending that quickly after they got together, you kind of almost have to imagine what it was like for them. I would have liked a little bit more.
A little bit more, yeah.
Maybe like an epilogue or something where they all get together and
show how their lives had progressed.
Yeah. So.
No, I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have here favorite part of the book. My favorite part is when they finally get to be together, and then the way that they come together.
Mm-hmm.
I love the whole Twitter thing where the whole
I need to find Rona. Was it Rona or
Rona? RHONA.
Yeah.
Looking for that.
Yeah. They become a sensation.
Yep.
Online.
No.
And
No.
yeah.
It's so cute.
There's one
Yeah.
I would agree that's probably my favorite part
Mm-hmm.
No.
as well.
That's all you need.
Because everything is just like all the difficult parts kind of just ended, and then they finally got together.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all of that struggle and all of that heartache and all that fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
For the beautiful ending.
Ugh. Yeah, it was difficult.
Yeah, it was a difficult read, but a good one.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. Okay.
Ended happily.
Ended happily. After everyone fucking stabbed each other in the back a couple of times. So I think that concludes our reviews for the Christmas Tree Farm. And then, I got it, hold on. Okay. One day in December. We did it!
We did it. And our January book, which we have mentioned, 2025, guys.
Yep, this will be our January book. We are so excited to read it.
By Bailey Thomas.
Yes. They always come back.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Cannot wait to read that one. So.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I do also want to thank Lindsey. Because Lindsey was the one that sent us these.
100%.
Blind date with a book. She will have another one for Valentine's Day. I think she will be starting those. I think she said sometime in January.
Yes.
So we have already made the financial decision to do that.
Yes.
When they come out, or when she comes out with the. My brain is just not working. I mean,
I'm there too.
Lindsay's.
Yeah.
I can never.
Lindsey's Bookish blind date.
It's a fucking struggle, man. I can't say it. I just cannot.
That's alright. That's why you got me.
Yes. You're the other half of the brain cell. But yes, thank you.
And with dysfunctional functional dream team.
Sure are. It is a good.
Also, brief segue, everybody. We are actually endorsing thrifting books or buying at Barnes and Noble, but mostly thrifting. Look for places like half price books or even like Goodwill. Like, there are plenty of places that you can get books that don't involve Amazon.
Mm-hmm. And also, TikTok shop, yep. For thrifted books, I do use thriftbooks.com. I have used them twice, and I have gotten quite a bit of books for little to nothing.
Yes.
And they also have a rewards program too, so if you spend a certain amount of money, you will get like a voucher for a free book under a certain amount of money. And then they also have a program too where if you have books that you don't want and you want to get rid of, you can sell them over to them and then they'll just resell them for you. And I don't know if you get a credit or if you get money for it, but instead of throwing them away or whatever else, you can do it that way. I would also recommend Target too because they do have some
Yes.
deals. I think one time I got like 3 books at half off or something like that. So,
Yeah. Alternatives. They're and another thing about that too, when thrifting books, you're being more sustainable. So yeah. All right. Well,
yeah. Thank you so much.
thank you guys.
Yes.
I hope your holidays were awesome and a happy new year.
Yep. We can't wait to read our new book and tell you how that is.
Get our shit together, maybe.
We're gonna talk about that.
We will. Yes, we will.
We will.
Well, we read 2 books for December.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible.
Exactly. And you know what? If we seemed a little unenthusiastic in this episode, we read 2 books. We're very proud of ourselves for that.
We read, yeah. She napped, and that took all of her brain cells. I made butter, and I'm crashing from the excitement of that.
We did our best.
We
did our
did.
best to bring you our Christmas episode after Christmas. So,
Yes.
if you take anything away from this, these are great books to read next year for Christmas.
Yes. Definitely.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching our episode. Stay hydrated. Read a lot of books. As always, if you have any suggestions, definitely send us an email at anxiousbaddies.bookclub@gmail.com, or you can also send us a DM or comment on our videos.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Stay hydrated. See you next time.
Bye, guys.